Well, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to our session. So this is going to be our session 3. We're going to keep talking about the configurations on the P-Series Software Edition. As I mentioned in the previous one, so this session we're going to talk about call features configurations on the P-Series Software Edition. Enough talk. Let's get started for today's, topic. So we're going to go click on PBX settings here. We're going to go click on this one, call features here. Okay, I'm sorry. So first thing first, you guys will be able to see all of our call features. They're just going to be posted in this particular category, and let's talk about them one by one. The first feature we're going to talk about here will be the voicemail. Of course, we've already talked about the voicemail settings for individuals, right? Like for a particular extension, if we want to set the voicemail, we can back to the extension settings there, right? So here, this place, the voicemail setting, this is more like, this is more like a preferences configuration for the entire system's voicemail. All right. As you guys can see here, we got two categories. All right, we got two parts. Part 1 is going to be group voicemail. Part 2 is going to be voicemail settings. As I mentioned, if you want to control the entire system's voicemail preferences configuration, you're going to go click on voicemail settings. Okay, so right here you can set whatever you want to customize the voicemail preferences for the entire system. For example, caller options. Depends on you. If you want to give your callers a better user experience, then pretty sure you can just choose to enable something here or disable them. Depends on you. For example, number 1, allow callers to press 0 break out from voicemail. Well, there you go. Depends on you, right? Number 2, allow callers to dial extension. If you enable this, set the destination. All right, just give them another option. So those guys, those people who are calling you right now, they're going to be able to call an extension directly. And number 3, we can also choose this. Ask the callers to press 5 for leaving a message. Well, like I said, for a better user experience, we can just enable this. So if you want to leave a message, then you're supposed to press number 5. Easy, easy, easy. Now, the last one. Allow callers to review message. This one's very interesting, So if I enable this one, then people who's calling us right now, he or she will be able to, check the message. Now, for example, if I'm the caller, I just left a message before, but now, I just left a message before, but now I wanna change that message. So still, I have the chance. I get the chance to do that because the system, it just allows me to do this. Right? Okay, anyway, keep going. The next part will be message options. As you can see here, maximum message time will be 600 seconds by default. Well, there you go. If you want to leave a message, make sure the message is under 600 seconds. The next part will be minimum message time will be 2 seconds. So whatever you want to say there, whatever you want to talk, make sure it's over 2 seconds. Otherwise, that message will be invalid. Okay. Then we also have greeting options. So, we're talking about the voicemail settings. So pretty sure you can set greeting settings here as well, like a maximum greeting time, 60 seconds. Whatever you want to talk there to record a greeting, make sure it's under 60 seconds, that kind of thing. And also you can choose the voicemail greeting, the global one, of course. Still remember? Back to the voicemail settings, there you can create a couple of greetings, right? You can record a couple of greetings. So over here, you can choose one. You can just pick one. Pick a very particular one. Make it as the global voicemail greeting. All right? Then, next part, voicemail auto cleanup. So, voicemail, once we get the voicemail working, it will take our storage, right? So, click on auto cleanup, and this is just the way how we're going to manage the storage. And by the way, guys, give it a check here. Now, the system just automatically helps us to switch it to the storage interface. And right on this interface, this is just a place for us to manage all of our storages, not only for the voicemail. So you can also manage your CDR, your voicemail, your recording, your system backup, all the details. You can just manage all of them over here. Now, the point here is, like I said, you can set a couple of conditions there. Now, for example, like voicemail auto cleanup. Maximum number of voicemail will be 100. That means if the system got over 100 voicemails, the oldest one will be cleaned up automatically. Okay, anyway, so this is quite easy. Now, get back to our call features. Okay, back to the voicemail. So that was all for the voicemail settings. All right, quite easy. And the last one here will be voicemail transcription. This feature, it's also supported on the P-Series system. So if you need the voicemail transcription feature, just don't forget, guys. Don't forget to figure out the integration. You know, the transcription feature needs the third party's help. And the third party is actually called Google Cloud. We're going to need the Google Cloud support. So you will need to figure out the integration with Google Cloud first, which means if you need the voicemail transcriptions, first of all, just enable this, okay? Enable this feature here. And next step, you're supposed to go check on integrations. Here you can see we got speech-to-text, STT service. This is what we need. So right over here, we're going to choose Google Cloud, and we need to figure out the integration with the Google Cloud. I'm sorry. So if you need this solution works, well, technically, you know, this is API integration. So you're supposed to log into your Google Cloud, and you're going to need to create a new application on the Google Cloud. By the way, you will need to enable a particular service on the Google Cloud, which is STT, speech to text. That's what you need. Then you're going to get this API key from Google Cloud. Back over here, drop that API key, figure out this integration. That's just you know, the way how we figure out the integration technically. Once we figure out this, next time if you got a voicemail, congratulations, you will be able to transcribe all your voicemails to the text version. So this is something we can do with this. All right. Okay, so get back to our call features, still back on the voicemail. Let's talk about the group voicemail. This is something really awesome, really functional actually. The normal voicemail feature, it works for individuals, right? You know, individual users, they can have voicemail. That's nothing special. That's just something very basic. Now let's talk about something a little bit different. See, if you're running a team, guys, you're running a service center, a sales department, tech support, whatever. The thing here is you don't want to miss any important message from your customers. So you probably want to use this feature, which is group voicemail, and have a check. If you want to configure the group voicemail, first the thing here will be the type. You're going to need to set the type for this group voicemail. We got three options: ring group, queue, and custom. So what's the difference? Well, you know, ring group and queue, they are just basic call features on our telephony system, right? So that basically means if I choose ring group, that just means I'm going to apply this particular function, which is the voicemail, the group voicemail, for a very specific ring group. Now, apparently, I never created any ring group before. So you guys can see I got nothing left here. All right. Well, if I choose queue, it will be the same thing. It will just be the same thing. Like I said, if you created a queue before in this drop-down list, you can just apply this group voicemail feature for that queue. Okay, so this is easy to understand. Number 3 will be custom. See, custom is like... I just want to enable the group voicemail feature for a couple of guys. All right, a couple of guys that are working together in the team, but they're not in the ring group or a queue. Maybe just a couple of agents. I just want to enable the group voicemail feature for them. That's what I want. So for that circumstance, we're going to use custom. Okay, choose custom. All right. Then you're going to have a number. So this is a feature, right? This is a part of our features. So of course, we're going to need a number. Keep it this way, not a problem. Then you're going to need to name it, all right? Because you might probably have a couple of groups for group voicemail. So you will need to make it be more specific, change the name, make sure you can understand this. Let's see, this is for my sales team 1. Anyway, you can name it whatever you prefer. This is just an example. The next one will be mode. This one is a little bit tricky. Let's have a look. We got 2 options. Number 1 is called broadcast to members. Number 2 is called shared by members. Then, what's the difference? Now, here's the deal. If you choose broadcast to members, that means next time if I got a group voicemail for those agents, this group voicemail will work as the broadcast. Still sounds tricky, right? I give you again an example. So let's see. I'm also one of those agents in this group. So if we got a group voicemail right now, if currently the system is working under this mode, which is broadcast mode, well, it really doesn't matter who took the message in advance. Now, for example, like if I took the message in advance, all right, I just read it. All right, let's see, I read it in advance. Then for other users, for other agents, It really doesn't matter because on their Blinka's mobile client, web client, or even IP phones, they still can be able, still they can be able to see there's a new message notification. This is the broadcast mode. Make sure every single one of us can be notified. Well, however, if I choose shared by members, things are totally different. If I choose shared by members, that means we are sharing the same group voicemail. So if I took the message in advance, then for other users, well, there's nothing left. You won't be able to see any new message notification, all right, because this message, it has been handled by someone in this group. So that's sharing mode. Okay. Next part, voicemail ping authentication. Well, if you enable this, next time you can use this. You can use feature code plus this to check your voicemail. It's a traditional feature, I guess. You can also choose to enable something like play date and time, play caller ID, play message duration. The next step, very important step, this is going to be the group voicemail, so you will need to select members. Because like I said, I'm not running a service center. I'm not running a queue or ring group for now. I just want to create a group particularly for this. Then I will need to select those agents here. Okay, the last step here will be group voicemail grading. Now, of course, this is also part of our voicemails. A group voicemail, it's the same thing. So you can also set the grading for the group voicemail as well. Okay, so this is about the group voicemail feature. After that, same as usual, don't forget to go check on save and apply for it. So this is the way how we get this voicemail, the group voicemail configured on the system. Okay, let's just keep going. Number 2 will be feature code. I don't think there's anything special here. Feature code is just a place for you to get the details. So if you're not clear about a particular feature code for a specific operation, you can always go back over here to give it a check. Or if you want to customize a particular feature code for that operation, you can always get back here to change it as well. Nothing special, right? I'm going to skip this, I guess. Then let's talk about the IVR. So to make it clear, guys, I would like to delete everything I got before. Let's just have a fresh start. I think this is good for us. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything I got before. Let's get a fresh start. Now, first of all, IVR is something, this is also known as the interactive voice response, right? It's everywhere. Actually, IVR is so globalized. For example, you guys make a call to Yeastar right now, you will be able to hear something like, "Thank you for calling Yeastar for English service. Please press 1. For Chinese service, please press 2. If you press 1, you're just gonna move forward to the next layer of the IVR. Then you might probably hear everything spoken in English, and things are gonna be like this. For sales information, please press 1. For tech support, please press 2. If you need the operator, please press 0. Kind of like that, right? So in this example, guys, that's a 3 layers IVR. The first layer is greetings. The second layer will be language options, right? Different services, we got different options. And the third layer will just be the final destination. You can choose either sales department or tech support, right? So that's it. So generally speaking, the whole architecture of the IVR is just like a triangle or pyramid, that's more like it. So this is more like a pyramid system, pyramid structure. So if this is what it is, then for our configuration will be quite clear, because what you're supposed to do now is not going to be the configuration details. What you're supposed to do at the very beginning is you need to think about it. You need to think twice exactly what you're looking for. Which destination, you have so many destinations on the phone system. So which one of them is going to be your final destinations of this IVR? You need to figure out this at the very beginning, right? So for example, we can choose sales department, tech support. You need to figure out this. So what is the sales department? Is it going to be a ring group or a queue or maybe just a particular extension? You need to figure out this at the very beginning. This is the basic logic, all right? Get yourself be well prepared. Then we can talk about the IVR configurations. So anyway, back over here. Now in this example, like I said, I get a sales department, I get tech support, and I would like to use my ring group to handle sales department and tech support, which means I'm going to create a couple of I'm just going to create a couple of ring groups. So step one, let's talk about the ring group first because I'm going to use this example. So I will create a ring group for my sales department. So I'm going to name it as sales. There you go. I think I can call this a sales department. All right, that's more like it. Then ring strategy. This one's very easy. Ring group, we only have two options. You can choose either ring those agents all together or ring them sequentially. Depends on you. I think I will just ring them all. I got two agents for a sales department. That's it. Ring timeout 60 seconds by default. That works for me. Ring group alert info. Once again, this is just going to be the distinctive ringtone. Nothing special. Still remember, that's a phone feature. And failover destination, I think we can use voicemail or let's just hang up. All right, let me just make it simpler. Okay, now I will click on save and apply. So this is the first ring group. Not finished yet, of course. In my previous example, I need 4 destinations. I need sales department for English service. I need sales department for Chinese service. I also need tech support for both of my English service and Chinese service. That basically means I will need 4 destinations. So another one, which is going to be tech support. Okay, there you go. Tech support. Ring strategy, probably ring sequentially, I guess. That's fine. That's fine for me. Okay, I will choose this. Save this. All right. Then not finished yet. Like I said, we also need Chinese service. So I'm going to create another one. All right. This is in Chinese. Sales department. Okay. So I guess I just have one agent for this. That's enough. Okay. And one more, which is going to be tech support in Chinese. So I will type in Chinese. All right. The last one is for Chinese service of the tech support. Okay, save this, click on apply. There you go. So this is what I was talking about before. The final destinations are well configured. Now let's just keep going. So the next step is, like I said, the whole architecture is just like a triangle system, right? The pyramid system. We're just going to put all of them together. So the next step, back to the IVR and check on add. Let's create an IVR step by step. Now, once again, I want you guys to think about this. In my previous example, like I said, we got 3 layers. Now we just figure out the last one, the third layer, right, which is going to be the final destinations. Now we're supposed to figure out the second layer. So the second layer of the IVR in this example is going to be Chinese service and English service. That means I'm going to need to create 2 different IVRs, one for the English service, another one for the Chinese service. So this one, we're supposed to name it as English service. And the prompt here, like I said, this is going to be your custom prompt. All right. Of course, you're going to record a bunch of prompts as you wish. Well, here's the time for you to use it. It's just the time for you to use them. All right. For example, you call to Yeastar, you're going to hear something like, "Thank you for calling Yeastar." Like I said, it's recorded by Yeastar. So select the prompt you recorded before. Then we have prompt repeat count, 3. That's by default. That means we're going to play this prompt by 3 times. Okay? Response timeout, 3 seconds. So we're going to play this prompt to our customers and we're going to wait them for 3 seconds. And you're supposed to do something, right? You reach this particular layer of the IVR, then you're supposed to dial numbers to move to the next step, next layer. Then we have digit timeout, 3 seconds by default. Well, we give you 3 seconds to finish your number dialing. That's it. And IVR alert info. Nothing special. Once again, it's a phone feature. Distinctive ringtone. If you want to get a particular ringtone when someone calls to this IVR, well, once again, that feature is also supported. That function is also, supported if you want. Next part, dial extensions. This is not that popular, but it's optional, right? Sometimes if you want to give this option to your customers, it's possible for them to do this, all right? I can just enable this feature for them. So if they don't want to go through the IV or they want to call your extensions or somewhere else, you can just enable this over here. By the way, we can also choose to enable this. Dial outbound routes, dial to check voicemail, and dial pound key 9 to modify IVR prompt. Once again, like I said, we just don't suggest you guys to enable all this, all right? Because if you enable this, anyone out there, they will be able to call to the IVR and they will be able to control your system. So this is not good for security, all right? Just in case, you know, if you care about the security, all right? Then for key press event here, now this is going to be the second layer of the IVR, as I mentioned. First, sales department, please press 1. If I press 1, that will be the ring group of my sales department. Press 2, that will be the ring group of my tech support. Other digits, I can just leave them empty. Not a big deal. Now here you can also see response timeout destination. You can also select it here as well. And invalid input destination. So the default one is going to be play IVR prompt. That means if you press something invalid, like a number 9, number 6, well, we're just going to play this IVR prompt again. Now, save this one, click and save. Not finished yet. We will do the same thing for the Chinese service. So create another IVR for Chinese service. Key press event will be totally different. This one's going to be the ring group of our Chinese sales department. And this is going to be the sales, tech support of Chinese service. Save this and apply. Now the final step, guys. The final step is we're going to figure out the top side of this pyramid, which is the first layer of the IVR. So we create the final one, the last one, which is going to be the IVR of, you can probably call this gratings or something, whatever. You can even add multiple prompts here as well. That's also supported. So sometimes you want to play music, advertisement, commercials. Anyway, you add it over here. That's fine. Then key press event will be totally different. Now this is going to be IVR, the second layer of the IVR, which is going to be English service and Chinese service. Now we just go click on save and apply. So now you can use this IVR. Be careful, guys. You're not going to use Chinese IVR or English IVR directly. You're going to use this, which is gratings, as your final destination in your inbound route. Okay, so that was all for the IVR configuration. Now, let's keep going with the next feature, which is going to be queue. Have a check. Queue feature compared with the ring group, this is more advanced, more dynamic. If you're running a service center, especially you're running a service center or tech support, or maybe just sales department. So the thing here is you do care about the team performance. You do want to manage your team in an optimized way. The better solution for you is called queue, of course. And also, by the way, queue feature on the P-Series system is fully related with our call center solution. Don't forget that. All right, so it's like you just configure the queue here, and you can also check on your web client. Agents or supervisors, they will be able to manage the queue. They will be able to check the queue working status, the team performance on the web client, which is going to be the call center solution. Okay. Anyway, give it a check here. So in the basic settings here, you can see we got a number for the queue. We got a name. You can probably change this to something like a service center. All right, just an example. Ring strategy, we have many options this time. You can choose to ring them all simultaneously. You can choose list the recent. You can choose fill with the cost. You can also use random, round robin with memory hunt, or linear. Depends on you. If you use list the recent, well, who get the list the recent cost? It will be the next person get a phone ring. The fill with the cost will be the same thing. Who get the fill with the cost? You will be the agent to get the phone ring. You know, when there's a new incoming call. Random means I don't even know who's going to be the next person to get a phone ring. Round robin with memory hunt. So the system will just take automatic switch among those selected agents. Linear, well, it will just follow the priority you have in the list to ring each member one by one. That's just the linear. So be careful. All right, just be careful. Figure out. All right, first of all, you will need to figure out exactly which one of them is the thing you are looking for. All right, then set it. Okay, just set it for your queue. Then here's going to be the music on hold. So this is a queue. Of course, we're going to use the music on hold. All right. Next one, maximum waiting time will be 1800 seconds. Well, customers they call to this queue, they can wait there for 1800 seconds by default. Failover destination, you can also customize this as somewhere else, maybe IVR or maybe just voicemail. Agent options, let's have a quick look. Agent timeouts, 30 seconds for each one of them. They're going to be able to have 30 seconds for timeout. Retry interval is going to be 30 seconds as well by default. So this is like if we reach the timeout, then the system will just wait for another 30 seconds to ring, the next agent. Wrap-up time here will be 30 seconds by default. That means for every single one of our agents, when they finish this call, when they can it up, they're going to be able to have 30 seconds for free. 30 seconds for your free time. All right, you're just totally free. You can have a break. You can have a cup of coffee or something. Anyway, that's your wrap-up time. Agent announcement, if you need it, you can also record it in advance. Then you can select it here. All right. So next one is members. We're supposed to select our members. Now be careful on the P-Series system if you have dynamic agents. You cannot just log into the system directly. All right, you cannot log into the system directly. What you're supposed to do is you will need to select dynamic agents on the system first. All right, as the super administrator, you need to set them first. Then those agents they will be able to log into the system to work as the dynamic agent. All right. So this is gonna be the dynamic agent. All right, be careful. Okay, then keep going. All right, another one is gonna be static agent. So static agent, this is easy to understand. Whatever you selected here, they're just gonna work as the static agent all the time, right? For example, like this one. Okay. Then queue managers. All right, I think I'm going to be the manager. Okay, now you guys can see the difference. Manager means you're fully in charge. All right, the entire system, call distribution, agents, performance, anyway, it's just under your control. That's it. And also, by the way, you can see the manager can be able to get the notification sent by the system if there's something wrong happens. Okay. And I'm pretty sure you guys want to know more details about this one. What's the difference between the manager and the agent? Give it a check. You can click on queue panel permissions. Now you can see this is the difference between the manager and agents. And now, of course, everything's under your control right now. You can choose to disable the user permission for agents. So I'm not going to give you any user permission to do anything there. All right. That's it. So this is what a manager can do, and this is what an agent can do. Now, the last step, preferences. Preferences, like I said, this feature is fully related with our call center solution. Now, if you want your call center solution fully, operated, you're supposed to set a couple of preferences here. For example, number one, maximum callers in queue, that's 0 by default, means we don't have any limits. All right. You can also set the alert info for queue as well. You can also choose to enable leave empty or join empty. Depends on the way how would you like to manage the service center. Okay. And we also got a callback feature. This is queue callback. It's a really functional solution, I guess. Once you enable the queue callback, so this is more like a position reservation. You know what is this? This is more like if I'm the caller, I'm just calling you right now to the service center right now. But the service center, unfortunately today, the service center is very busy, quite busy. So I don't have any chance to reach out any of you guys. Traditionally, poor user experience. I'm just gonna hang up. I'm not gonna call you back anymore. Now this time, if I enable the callback feature, so we can help our customers to reserve the position. That means once there's available agent. All right. Once there's an available agent, then the system will just automatically trigger the callback between the agent and this caller right now. So that's the callback feature. Now, by the way, for this feature, you got two options. You can trigger it by caller input. This is one option. Another one, it's just gonna be this auto triggered after timeout. So if you reach out the timeout, you can also, the system will also trigger this the callback automatically. Okay. Now, next one, service level agreement, which is SLA. You're running the service center, you're using the call center solution, then you need the SLA, of course. Right over here, you can see the SLA time will be 60 seconds. Evaluation interval is 30 minutes. Alarm threshold is 80%. This is the default configuration. Of course, you can customize this. Let's have a look. Basically, if we use this rule, that means the system will just calculate every 30 minutes to see exactly how many calls do we have there and how many calls have been handled under 60 seconds. Then, if the final result is over 80%, well, we did a good job. If this is lower than 80%, I guess we just need to keep it up. All right, next one, announcement. Announcement is so easy. You're running the service center. You got so many things you want to play those information, messages, audio, whatever to customers. Then you just need to set the announcement here. For example, like a joint announcement, okay, or like a caller position announcement, periodic announcements, satisfaction survey, anyway. Like I said, once again, if you want to play that one to customers, just don't forget to record that prompt in advance. Then there you go. You can choose the prompt. You can just play it to the customer. The last one will be key press event. So if you want to give your customers one more option, like, hey, I guess you guys just wait there for so long, well, we can give you one more option. You can press 0 to reach out our operator. That's fine. So that's it. This is the way how we configure the queue on the P-Series system. After this, don't forget to go check on save and apply for your configurations. Make sure all the things are going to take effect. Okay, so this is going to be the queue. Now let's keep going. Keep going for the next one, which is going to be conference. The conference feature on the P-Series system, this is a fixed conference, all right? Be careful. If you create a conference here, that means this is going to be a fixed conference. Anytime people can just call that conference number to join this particular fixed conference room. That's it. So it's an audio conference, but it's a fixed conference room, once again. And for the conference management, you can set password. Those guys, they need to enter the password to join in. You can also set the password for the host. So if you want to be the host, you need to enter this password. Then you can also set the prompt, of course. And then select agents. So who's going to be the host? But this is optional, actually. If you don't want to select anything there, you just want to create an empty conference like this. That's also fine. I just created an empty conference. And this is just available for anyone. You guys need a conference, you go call this number. That's fine. That's also okay. But like I said, it's just a fixed conference room. Okay, next one, speed dial. Speed dial feature on the P-Series system, fully supported and easy, guys. This is more like a side feature. So this is like sometimes if you want to have a quick access or a quick operation to reach a particular destination, well, I believe this is the better solution. This is the best solution, actually, guys. First of all, you need to set the speed dial code, then just enter the number, associate the target number like this. For example, this might be the VIP customer's number, or maybe this might be a restaurant's number. Like I want to order some food. That's okay. If I want to order some food there, I can also do this. So if I want to order food from them, I can just trigger this. Okay, but just don't forget to use the prefix. All right. I think the speed dial feature will be more popular based on the IP phone. Usually people are going to configure the speed dial on their function key. And, they have function keys on the IP phone. So probably this might be a popular solution for them to use it. Okay. Now, keep going. The next one will be recording. Let's give it a check. Recording. Honestly, recording feature is nothing special. Nothing special for your configuration. If you need the recording feature, you want to enable this. First of all, don't forget to check here. All right, go check on system and find the storage. Okay, go check here. And for recordings, make sure you got available storage for your recordings, okay? That's very important. Now, for example, this system, I got a 26.42 gigs, all right, available for me to use it for recording. That's fine. And I can also use some other, storage like hard disk 1, hard disk 2 anyway, but you need to fix it, all right? Make sure you got available storage location. Then back to the call features, check on recording. I think for the call recording, the only thing really matters here, it's going to be the privacy, all right? So you want to record this call, you need to notify your customers. You just need to notify them, hey, I'm going to record this call. So don't forget to set the prompt here to notify customers you're going to record this call. And you can choose to record the chunk, call through the chunk, calls through the chunk. You can also choose to record some calls through the extension, some particular extensions, or a conference, or a particular queue. That's it. So once you select it, this is just going to be the auto recording. It will be recorded automatically. Okay, so this is the call recording. Next one would be pen list. Give it a check. The pen list here, for the outbound route, we can set single password. We can also set multiple passwords. So if you want to manage multiple passwords, it's right over here. Just don't forget it. Okay, so I guess that was all we have for this session. That was all we have for call features. Once again, guys, so those call features configurations are not that complex, not difficult. You just need to be a little bit careful. Like I said, once again, think about it at the very beginning. Just try to figure out exactly what you're looking for. What are you expecting for it? Then you can start your configuration, because technically all the configurations based on the P-Series system is so user-friendly. It's so easy to configure. Nothing complicated, all right? The only thing matters now is going to be this. Like I said, you just need to think twice. Figure out exactly what's the solution you're looking for. All right, you figure out that first, then you can start the configuration. Easy, easy, and easy. Okay, so that was all we have for this session. Now, the something left will be some basic maintenance on the system and also the web client. That will be our next session. I'll catch you guys in the next one.